you enjoy the craft of sewing, crocheting, knitting, and more, this one is for you.
Mom, I hope you're listening. So the Sewing and Stitchery Expo is coming up in Puyallup next weekend. It's considered one of the largest annual gatherings of the sewing community in our entire country. And joining us from West Seattle, my old hood this morning, is one of the couples teaching at the Expo this year. We have Shannon Roudhán and Jason Bowlsby. Good morning to you both.
Good morning.
Great to have you with us today. So let's talk about your journey first. Your brand is Embrace the Creative Chaos. Love that. Talk with us about the inspiration behind your work and the creative chaos of it all.
Well, the idea of creative chaos is that, you know, all of this, the stuff going about around us, you have a choice. You can either fight it or you can embrace it. And we made the choice years ago to embrace it and kind of go with it and create with it rather than trying to fight it. So in with that came breaking out of our shell of, we basically started publishing crocheting and knit patterns.
Right, we started that about 15 years ago.
This year is 15 years?
15 years we've been working on that.
We've been doing that. And then we just said heck with it and started doing other things that we love to do, cooking, photography, and we brought back all the sewing that we learned when we were kids and quilting, and you see, you know, sashiko, boro, just deep dives into research and to different types of textile arts and handcrafts.
I have to say, I want a pair of those jeans that we just showed. I might have to contact you for some of those jeans. You two are
do that.
I can arrange that.
Okay, I'm gonna follow up on that. You two are so in sync. I love it. You're obviously very advanced. Sewing, knitting, and crocheting can be tricky for some, especially when you're just getting started. And we know you have virtual classes, books, including a new book coming out this year. So for those interested, how can they get started in the craft? What tips do you have for, you know, beginners struggling with that perfect knot or stitch?
We have it's in our books, and we always do this at the beginning of our workshop.
Right, yeah, exactly.
Called the the Needleworker's Pledge.
Right.
And it is to be patient with yourself.
Give yourself the grace to learn something. Nobody starts out an expert in any field. You have to be able to make that first stitch.
And until you make that, like your first stitches are going to be crap. They're not going to be good. They're probably not going to be good. But it's making that first stitch, the first knots, the first things that you do that leads to being better. Right. And you don't have to be an expert, but you can be good enough to make you happy, and that's all that's important.
And that's all that's really important, is if you're happy with what it is that you're making, then you've taken steps in the right direction.
Oh, and the last part of the needlemakers, the handmaker's pledge is to not look at your neighbor's work.
Right.
No spine.
Never do
that.
Don't look on social media, because we're only posting the best stuff. You know what I'm saying?
I see, because we might get discouraged by comparing ourselves to others.
Absolutely, everybody does, yes.
Who doesn't?
Oh my God, I love you too. I just think you're awesome. So let's talk about the Sewing Expo, right? So you taught at the Expo for many years before the COVID-19 pandemic hit, and this is your first in-person event since that lockdown ended. Talk with us about what people can expect at the Expo and some of the teachings that's going to be offered too.
Oh, goodness.
Expo is, oh my God, we used to go, like, back in the day before we even met, we used to go separately. And Jason's mother, before she passed away, used to come out to visit, not us, but to go to Expo.
To go to the Expo.
You know, great, good. Got to go shopping with her. But it was, it's
huge. It really is an event. I mean, there's so many classes and vendors,
quilting, making garments, crocheting, knitting,
constantly. It
fashion
really
shows, lectures, all that type of thing. We're teaching out of two of our books, which are Contemporary Kogenzashi,
and Boro and Sashiko
Harmonious Imperfections. But we're teaching Sashiko and Kogen out of those, and those are sold out, sorry. But one of the Sashiko ones, they added an extra day on Thursday, and then we are teaching those jeans that you like so much. Yeah, we're teaching that on Wednesday.
Okay.
You can make them.
Maybe I need to just go down there and learn how to make them.
I'm just saying.
Okay.
I'm just saying.
If nothing else, just go and check out the
Oh my gosh.
vendors that are there. Even if you're not interested this year in going to a class, at least get down and check out the vendors.
We set up an entire afternoon for ourselves to do nothing except shop. And we've been going to these types of events for decades.
Decades. Yeah.
And this one, we have to go back and shop this year. I mean, it just always...
It's just the way it is.
It's just the way it is. You have to go.
It sounds like a great event, and it's multiple days, so you really can experience a little bit of everything. I'm just curious, Shannon and Jason, you mentioned you have a lot of stuff behind you right now, and I can kind of see it. Are these some of the things that you two have created together, and can you describe what it is?
The quilt that's hanging behind us is part of the new book that's coming out. That is Scrappy Wonky Quilt Block Extravaganza.
But this is a design that we did, a test design that we did before that. It's called Colors of My Pride. It's based on the Progressive Pride flag. Nice. And the fabric was specially dyed for us by Cherrywood Hand Dyed Fabrics to get that pink. Do you like that pink?
Yeah, that's beautiful.
We did that. The bags and the jackets, those are from our books, Contemporary Kogatsachi and Sashiko and Boro. And then that is a furoshiki from one of our workshops that is, a decoration now. This is our studio.
Right. This is where we work.
You can't see some things.
Oh.
Thank goodness.
I want to take a visit now.
I do too.
Well, and with that, we have a new Patreon page that we just started that we literally draw back that and show people
what's actually behind it.
We show people what's underneath our Bernina sewing machine. We show people what's underneath there. So it is like we don't. But y'all ain't gonna see that today because it's bad.
Oh my gosh.
All right. Thank you so much for joining us. I want to see if you two can be our new ARC hosts, because this is hilarious.
Oh,
this is just
I
great.
could watch it all day.
I love the energy. Come back next time.
For it.
Thank you both. Have a fabulous time at the expo.
Thank you.
All right.
Stitch on.
Thank you. Yeah, if you want to attend the Sewing and Stitchery Expo and see more of Shannon and Jason's work and classes that they offer, scan the QR code that just popped up on your screen right there. It's going to take you directly to our sister station's website at KOMOnews.com. Oh my God, I love them so much.
Teapots, china, glass. How about some paintings? You can bring anything you like. Within reason, we ask you to not bring weapons. Yeah. Makes sense. And basically, anything you want to bring down, it's first come, first serve. There's no waiting in line. That's terrible.
So you've done this
and we do this
for a while.
I've done this for
what's the biggest biggest surprise and the biggest heartbreak here?
Gentleman brought in, he drove 10 hours to see me. He brought in a painting that he purchased at an auction for $275. It was a real Renoir worth $2.5 million.
And you were the one to tell him.
It was my show, right. The Antique Appraisal Comedy Show happens. It's theater seating. It's a lot of fun.
Okay.
And there have been lots of surprises here in Seattle, too. We had some wonderful Native American baskets. We've had some terrific pieces with big numbers. And you know what? You learn some stuff even if you don't have something worth a whole lot of money.
One thing I learned, because I collect things and I do my segment, look what I found on the ARC. But one thing I learned, it's just because it's old, it doesn't mean it's valuable.
There it is.
Don't get your hopes up.
That's exactly true. And don't be taken in just by a signature. Some unsigned things are quite valuable.
Right now, the Seattle Home and Garden Show has taken over the Lumen Field Event Center in Seattle.
That's right. This is your chance to get a jump start on your spring projects and give your home a fresh new look. KOMO's Theron Zahn is live in Seattle with how you can bring a new four-legged addition to your yard. Theron?
Yeah, homes don't just come in the human form. We're going to talk about some dog houses here in a moment. But first, we're going to introduce you to Roman here. He's with Project Freedom Ride, and you're 12 years old.
I am.
You've started this project. What an incredible undertaking at your age.
Thank you.
And what do you do?
So we help save dogs from high-kill areas in Texas and Georgia and bring them up to the north where there's more adopters and less dogs.
Yeah. Now, who are we looking at right here? This is our guest this morning.
This is my friend Friday. She's been waiting for a home for 7 months. She's actually originally from Georgia. She was found as a stray, but she was at risk of euthanasia and a small rural shelter. But thankfully, we work with rescues and stuff in Texas, so they had open space, so we sent her there.
Yeah.
So she didn't have to be put down.
Now, someone. Oh, she's so nice.
She is.
Yeah, a dog like Friday. You can come out here and meet Friday, and you can actually apply to adopt her.
Yes, you can. Yeah, we have her and 6 others that are available for adoption.
Wow. Now let's talk about these dog houses right here, because Roman, these dog houses. Let's kind of go down the line here. Are actually up for auction, and the money's going to go to help dogs through your program.
Yeah, they are. So it's a silent auction. So we're hoping to get some donations or something from it.
What about this one right here? I think this is kind of a bit of an abomination. I pity the dog that has to live in this literal dog house.
Well, it's a dog house. They can't make it a cougar house.
That's true. What kind of house would a cougar live in? A big one.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. And here's one right here. There's a pink one. This is a Barbie house.
Yes, I believe so.
And look how the dog goes right in the front here. Yeah, there you go. So we don't know how much these are going to go for. You have to put down your bid, and then this doghouse, and maybe even at some point Friday could come home. So Friday could go inside that doghouse and live happily ever after.
Yes, she could. Problem is she wouldn't have anyone to feed her, so it'd be kind of hard for her to feed herself.
Yeah, you better come and get Friday and put a bid in for one of these doghouses. Yeah. Roman, thank you for all the work that you do. Thanks for being up this early. And I got to tell you, I'm very impressed. At 12 years old, I was barely off my big wheel.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Roman, for being here. And again, not just people houses here at the home show, dog houses as well.
And I love how Roman is holding you accountable, Theron. A cat can't go in a doghouse.
Hello.
He knows what he's talking about.
He does. He's got a heart of gold, too.
I love that. Well done, Roman. Oh, my gosh. Well, your pup would need a little bit of a bigger house there, Kristen.
I was going to say, my 100-pound Old English sheepdog needs a big home.
Needs a mansion. A mansion to fit in.
Oh, boy, he's already spoiled enough as it is.